I love Wuthering Waves, it has slowly become my favorite gacha game, but believe it or not, I almost quit it. Like many other players and streamers, I started playing it on release date, riding the hype. I liked the combat, but the story didn't make much of an impact on me. After playing through version 1.0, I pretty much left the game behind. Then, around the beginning of 2025, I decided to give it another chance. I honestly don't remember what brought me back. Maybe I saw a cool character, maybe I saw something from a newer update. Whatever it was, I decided to continue. I played through the versions 1.1 and 1.2, and while I liked the direction the story was taking, I still wasn't completely hooked. Then I reached version 1.3 and entered the Black Shores. That was the moment the Wuthering Waves finally clicked for me, when the Shorekeeper was prepared to sacrifice herself and become the new core of Tethys' system. I couldn't leave the story there. I kept playing until we went back for her and brought her back home. But what I loved most about the Black Shores was what the story revealed about Rover. Even though Rover forgot his past, there were still people who remembered him, cared about him and loved him, and even an entire organization that was once working for him. For one of the first times in gacha games, I felt as though the main character had a real attachment to the world and a place they could call home. And you know what? I loved it. By the end of the Black Shores, I really wanted to see where the story would take Rover next, and who we would meet along the way. I mean, look at the Shorekeeper. Can you really blame me? The moment I arrived at Drenacita, I fell in love with the region's design. As some of you might know, I am a huge fan of fantasy settings, so the new area immediately won me over. That being said, the opening of version 2.0 felt a little bit underwhelming to me. I enjoyed the exposition and exploring of Raguna, but I wasn't particularly invested in all of the preparations for the carnival. Then I met Carteia. To this day, she's still one of my favorite characters. I mean, just look at her, she's so cute. Carteia gave me all the reason to continue, and when the story eventually took us into the inverted tower of Avinoleum in version 2.2, I became much more invested. We learned more about Carteia, spent some time traveling with her, and let's be honest, we all love the scene where Rover and Carteia woke up next to each other. It was so adorable. Then we reached the final battle against Flurderes. I expected it to be just a normal fight, but after the cutscene, we gained access to the team made of Rover's 3 attributes: Spectro, Havoc, and Arrow. And you know what? This was the moment I really loved. Let's be honest, if Kuro ever let us build permanent team using every version of Rover, we would all do it. Or at least I would do it. After Carteia's story, I made my way towards Septimond, and that was when I finally started streaming Wuthering Waves again. My first stream back was during Lupa's part of the story, and let's just say she has the fluff, and if you see the fluff, you're going to have to fluff the fluff, because if you see the fluff, you're gonna have to fluff. Okay, where was I? I started streaming the game again, mainly because I didn't have enough time to play it on my own. Some of my viewers had also asked me about it, so I thought, why not make it part of the streams? What I didn't expect was the welcome I received. The Wuthering Waves community was incredibly warm towards me as a returning player. The new people who found the streams were kind, welcoming, and genuinely excited to see me experience the story, which made me want to play it even more. I loved Septimond, a city built around the combat, and the Great Agon was a fascinating change of setting. We fought some difficult enemies, met Yuno, learned more about Augusta's past, met Yuno, spent time with Yuno, and we had an entire hand-holding adventure with Yuno. Anyways, you can probably tell who my favorite character was in Septimond. I loved Yuno, she was adorable, but her story also had much bigger emotional effect on me than I expected. After she sacrificed herself and was erased from history, everyone else forgot that she ever existed, but thankfully Rover remembered. Yuno's questline was one of the reasons why I ended up loving her so much. I felt like with each quest, the story quality just kept getting better. Drenacita as a whole, especially Septimond, made me deeply invested in Wuthering Waves. But honestly, the place that made me love this game was Lahairoi. From the moment I entered the region, I knew I would like it. I loved the introduction to Starfish Academy and its new cast of characters, and we even got the access to the motorbike. And it's not surprising to say, it became my favorite method of travel. Version 3.0 was fun, and we got to meet Laini, though its story didn't hit me quite as hard as Septimond's did. Then version 3.1 finally arrived, and with it we got Amith. I still had no clue who she really was, but I pulled for her straight away. Like, she has a pink hair, and she can transform into a mech. Are you kidding me? I had to have her. When I finally found the time to play version 3.1, the story broke me completely. We learned that Amith was connected to Rover's past. And not only that, she was our adopted daughter. At some point in the past, we saved her from danger and adopted her. Then, after finally reconnecting with her, AMF made the same kind of choice Rover had once made. She chose to become a savior, to stop Aleph 1 from breaking through the Strider Gate and reaching Solaris 3. AMF overclocked her ability, traveled through void space, into the past, and synchronized with the Exostrider. She succeeded, but the cost was that she became trapped beyond Solaris 3, lost inside the void space. For once, we couldn't stop the sacrifice. That ending hit me hard. I expected a lot from Wuthering Waves, but I didn't expect something like this to happen. I kept playing every update and catching up with the story on stream, but after version 3.1, I felt a little bit empty. Then version 3.3 arrived, and we finally had a chance to bring AMF back. So we piloted the Exostrider through the Strider Gate to search for her. At first, we failed, but before we were forced back, AMF managed to give Rover a cassette. Hidden inside it were the coordinates that could lead us back to both her and the Exostrider. It took us time, but we found out where the coordinates led, and with it, we entered the void space again. And what followed was something I couldn't have expected. We piloted the Exostrider alongside AMF and found a projection manifested by Aleph 1. It was one of the best moments I have had in gaming for a very long time. Together, we defeated the projection, drove Aleph 1 to the far reaches of the universe, and finally brought AMF back. That was the moment Wuthering Waves officially became my favorite gacha game. By then I realized I really cared about the world, I was attached to its characters, and I really looked forward to seeing where each new update would take us. I started Wuthering Waves on release day because of the hype, and then I left after version 1.0. The Black Shores brought me back, and Trinacita made me want to see more. Septimond and this game's incredible community made me want to stay. But AMF's story was what made me love the game. Her sacrifice really affected me. I wanted the best for Amy, and after everything we went through, I am glad she's finally back with us. So that is the story of how Wuthering Waves became not only one of my favorite games, but my favorite gacha game. I can't wait to see where the story goes next, and I am looking forward to experiencing it with all of you. If you enjoyed this video, I would love to see you during one of my Wuthering Waves streams, and in the meantime, I think you will enjoy this video right here. Thank you for watching. That was Lurf, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!